Good afternoon, guys. Chris in Manila. I wanted to actually go over some news I recently heard, probably 30 minutes ago, regarding the UK. This may or may not be of interest to you, but I want to open the subject and the topic on alliances between Europe, UK, USA. Now, Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the UK, has recently, as of the last 48 hours, drawn up what's considered a plan. And this plan is not fully rubber stamped or validated yet, but he's put it out that people can hear on YouTube, certainly, and probably the BBC News, that the alliance that we currently have with the USA is somehow no longer the strength, and it's we are, I would consider to be probably one of the primary alliances of the US alongside Canada, which, as you know now, Canada is no longer even part of that because of what's happening with Trump's policies and measure. But again, I think what's happened is it's come full circle where Keir Starmer, having been to the US, met Trump, discussed the situation with the tariffs and all his policies, which is affecting not just Europe, UK, and global economy. His actions are having repercussions at an early stage that is actually causing a tear, a rift in our fabric of trade and honesty, basically. So, Starmer's so-called plan, it seems, looks like it was thought out diligently, drafted, crafted, whatever you want to call it, and it's aimed at looking at this alliance between the US and UK as a threat, less of a friendly alliance and more of a growing threat. And this has come under the criticisms of the rest of Europe and, of course, Asia too, that America really does not stand on the side of equality and the support that the rest of the world initially thought it was, which was to be like an umbrella of hope, an umbrella of democracy that people can rely on. Now, regardless of whatever the issues are with Trump and Europe and Mexico, Canada, and the rest of the world, as holistically speaking, this plan that Starmer is making would seem to be a measure of the UK distancing itself from the US, or certainly the canopy of US, and its very strong influence in our country and our businesses and our basically political strength. They have a lot of say in Britain's um, management of the country and its, should we say, its long-term agendas. So it's interesting to see what Starmer's got planned, and I think he's going to reel this out maybe in the coming few days or week as to what it actually is trying to portray, what it's actually going to offer to get us out of this quagmire of allegiance with the US that's really seems to be tugging at us, pulling us down, because we are now tied or connected at the hips with them more than any other country. And I would imagine this still has to be a good move for the UK. It's going to hit us hard because we're probably more centrally connected with the US as Canada was, and we are going to see a huge knock-on effect with our whole commercial side, our marketing, even ownership of properties in the UK and businesses that the US have over the last 2 or 3 decades. But we've got to start extricating ourselves from this very, very crucially destructive mechanism that Trump is creating. And I would say whatever happens is got to be for the best, just like the rest of Europe are trying to do now. They're trying to take a stand. They're realizing the same as the Asia, the Pan Asia group with the BRICS community, that they've got to separate themselves. They've got to become strong. They've got to be self sufficient. And I hope, if it comes to it, that the European community, if we have to, we're not strong enough to embrace the BRICS community, because at the end of the day, we need to take any options available to us to retrieve our strength, to reclaim our independence, and to be not reliant on the US, certainly at the level we are currently. So, guys, what's your thoughts on this? Um, I'm here in the Philippines, and I still watch the news. I still watch stuff with Trump, Ukraine, of course, the wars there, the possible one that's going to happen between China and Taiwan, and it just goes on and on. But let's just see what happens. All we can do is just stand fast and hopefully be assertive with whatever is in the future, because the future as it is right now is degrading to a point of a no turn round. There'll be no U-turns here. It's got to be take a side and go with it. Be committed. Chris in Manila.